ovation for one of the great knocks in one-day cricket. 140.
Cut away for four. What an innings, what a player. Take a bow, Ben Stokes.
Strike into the ground. India left the World Cup after 28 years. The parties start in the dressing room, and it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
Carlos Brathwaite! Carlos Brathwaite! Remember the name! History for the West Indies!
Cricket has always been a game of time, patience, and numbers. But every once in a while, something happens that goes beyond statistics and scorecards. Moments that cannot be measured by runs or wickets because they are felt rather than calculated. Moments where pressure reaches a level so intense that it changes not just the outcome of a match, but the way we remember the game itself. This is not about the greatest players or the biggest records. This is about the moments when cricket stopped being a sport and became something unforgettable. Number 1. Sachin Tendulkar, 1998.
Standing ovation for one of the great knocks in one-day cricket. 140.
In Sharjah, under brutal heat and impossible pressure, India needed not just a win, but a specific margin to qualify for the final against Australia. What followed was not just an innings, but a complete takeover of the game. Sachin Tendulkar scored 143 runs against one of the strongest bowling attacks in the world, facing a team led by players like Shane Warne at a time when Australia dominated world cricket. The sandstorm that interrupted play only added to the drama, but when the game resumed, Tendulkar did not slow down, he accelerated. He did not just chase a target, he dismantled it with precision and authority, turning a qualification scenario into one of the most iconic performances that cricket has ever seen. That night, it felt less like a cricket match and more like a statement that one player could control the fate of an entire game. Number 2. Ben Stokes, Headingley, 2019.
Cut away for four. What an innings, what a player. Take a bow, Ben Stokes.
Test cricket is built on endurance, but what happened at Headingley pushed the limits of what endurance could look like. England were 286 runs behind and later reduced to 286 for 9 while chasing 359 with only one wicket remaining and an Australian victory almost certain. Ben Stokes, however, had a different plan. He scored 135 runs not out, facing 220 balls. But the numbers only tell part of the story. What made this innings exceptional was the shift in control. From survival to dominance, Stokes turned a lost match into a calculated chase, taking risks only when they became necessary and trusting his ability under extreme pressure. The final moments when he framed the strike with Jack Leach and targeted the boundary with precision created one of the most improbable victories in Test cricket history. It was not just a comeback, it was a complete reversal of reality.
Cut away for four. What an innings, what a player. Take a bow, Ben Stokes. The Ashes well and truly alive because of one cricketer, and that cricketer is Benjamin Stokes.
Number 3. Carlos Brathwaite, 4 sixes that changed everything, 2016.
History for the West Indies!
The T20 World Cup final in 2016 had already delivered a tense contest, but the final over turned it into something unforgettable. West Indies needed 19 runs of 6 balls against England, a situation where the odds heavily favored the bowler. Carlos Brathwaite was not the biggest name on that team, and at that moment, he was not expected to define the match. But in the space of 6 deliveries, everything changed. From consecutive sixes of Ben Stokes, ended the match instantly, not through gradual pressure, but through overwhelming force. It was one of the rare moments in cricket where the game did not unfold slowly, but instead flipped completely in a matter of seconds. Ian Bishop's commentary, "Remember the name," captured what everyone was witnessing, a player stepping into history in real time.
Carlos Brathwaite! Carlos Brathwaite! Remember the name! History for the West Indies! What a match we've had here at Eden Gardens! 24 from 4 deliveries, and the West Indies win!
Number 4. Muttiah Muralidharan, the 800th wicket. Great careers often fade gradually, but some end exactly the way they deserve. Muralidharan entered his final test match needing 8 wickets to reach 800, a number that had never been achieved before. Across his career, he had already redefined spin bowling, finishing with a record that may never be broken, but the final moment still mattered. When he dismantled a player to claim his 800th wicket, it was more than just a statistic. It was the conclusion of a career that had shaped an entire generation of cricket. The crowd, the players, and the occasion all recognized that this was not just the end of a match, but the end of an era. Unlike many sporting moments that build tension through uncertainty, this one carried a sense of inevitability, as if the game itself was making sure that his career ended on its own terms. Number 5. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the 6th that united a nation in 2011.
Crowd. India lift the World Cup. After 28 years, the parties start in the dressing room, and it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
2011 World Cup final was more than just a cricket match for India. It was a moment loaded with expectations, history, and pressure. Chasing 275 runs against Sri Lanka, India needed composure as much as skill. MS Dhoni, who had not been in top form throughout the tournament, promoted himself up the order in a decision that would define his legacy. He scored 91 runs not out, anchoring the chase with control, but the defining moment came at the end. With 4 runs needed to win, Dhoni finished the match with a 6 over long on, a shot that instantly became one of the most iconic images in cricket history. It was not just about winning a World Cup, it was about how it was done. Calm, decisive, and perfectly timed. In that moment, the pressure of an entire nation dissolved into celebration.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. After 28 years, the parties start in the dressing room, and it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
Well, cricket does not always move at the same pace. Most matches are built slowly, over sessions, over days, through patience and discipline. But sometimes the game produces moments that break that rhythm completely. Moments that feel larger than the match, larger than the tournament, and even larger than the players involved. These are the moments we return to, not because of what they meant statistically, but because of how they made us feel. Because for a brief period of time, the noise faded, the pressure peaked, and the entire world watched the same thing at the same time. And in those moments, cricket did not just continue, it stood still.
And it's an Indian captain who's been absolutely magnificent in the night of the final.
Carlos Brathwaite! Carlos Brathwaite! Remember the name! History for the West Indies! What a match we've had here at Eden Gardens. 24 from 4 deliveries, and the West Indies win.